This crispy chicken is from a taco place.
This crispy chicken is from a taco place?
The taco place?
Taco place. It comes in a burrito, too?
From your taco place, it's also a chicken place that's also a taco place.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
It's the fall kickoff sale at Lithia Ford of Boise. It's the best time to trade in and trade up to a new Ford truck or SUV with the room to haul your payload or playload. Visit Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
Bronco fans, the new Boise State trading cards are here, and you can only get them at Jackson's.
Start collecting them today.
Jackson's, let's go!
And final blade of grass. Done. And done. Who knew it'd take 2,007 man-hours to paint 47,962,053 blades of grass? Smells like game day. Whoa, it's not dry yet.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Bronco Nation News Live is the only daily show that talks nothing but Boise State sports. And we do it with you. Give us your comments or questions in the ICCU YouTube chat. Or leave us a voicemail on the Signature Roofing voice inbox at speakpipe.com/BNN. BNN Live is presented by our title sponsor, RopePaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics, and our major sponsors, Jackson's, Taco Bell, Idaho Central Credit Union, Lithia Ford of Boise, and the Blue and Orange store. For more coverage of Boise State athletics, check out the all-new BroncoNationNews.com, now part of the 247 Sports family. Now, here's five-time NSMA Idaho Sports Writer of the Year, BJ Rains, with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Hey, how we doing? Happy Thursday, Bronco Nation. Welcome on into a live edition of Bronco Nation News Live here at BroncoNationNews.com. As always, our title sponsor is RopePaint.com, and that's where you'll find Johnny Ballgame there in the RopePaint.com studios at KTIK in downtown Boise. Make sure you hit up RopePaint.com for all your painting needs, whether it's those interior, exterior painting, the concrete coatings, all that good stuff. We appreciate Andy Rowe and RopePaint.com and all of our great sponsors that make this show possible. Johnny, it's Thursday. It's September 11th. Was having that discussion with my kids this morning before getting them off to school. Excuse me. We had the events of yesterday. A lot going on outside of the sports world today, but we'll try to stick to mostly sports today.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on every Thursday. Great being with you, BJ. Yeah, a lot going on. No question outside of the sports scene. And it does kind of remind you, I mean, I tell people in my line of work, because I work with like news guys and music guys, that type of thing, where like I'm in the toy department, man. You know, I mean, very rare does a tragedy or an event hit the sports world like that. It does, but in the toy department in sports, it does put things into perspective that, we get really upset about a lot of stuff in the sports world. And sometimes if you take a couple steps back, you realize, oh, what are we doing here? So, glad to be here. And I know they got some games. There's some games tonight, and you get the Thursday of a football season, and you just can smell it, BJ, that it's going to come another big weekend of football. And for Boise State fan, how lucky are they? The week 1, week 2, week 3, you can stay home on Saturday and watch and not have to watch your team play and watch everybody else, because Boise State apparently doesn't play football on Saturdays anymore.
Yeah, that's 5 games in a row that were not on Saturdays, I guess. They'll finally break that streak with the Air Force game next week. Speaking of things that, don't matter, Johnny, last night, I was right there. That was an unbelievable Mariners-Cardinals game there. I went 13 innings, multiple. I mean, I don't understand the Mariners lineup, man. It looks like you guys have, it looked like the Yankees back in the day with just slugger after slugger after slugger. And that's going to be a tough team to beat in the playoffs. But I will say, guy on second base, situational hitting, too many guys swinging for the fences there, man. Too many strikeouts, huge swings. Cardinals somehow like twice got out of bases loaded jams, and then Cardinals couldn't even get the ball out of the infield and move the runner past. I mean, it was bad, but Eugenio Suarez over there looks like a Gold Glover at third base, just diving everywhere. I mean, it was unbelievable.
That's not how he typically plays, as anybody who knows Gino, right? He's a slugger first.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I do have a cold. I said that yesterday. That's why yesterday I barely appeared on the show. I had Nathan Carroll host for me yesterday. So that one of those going around, Johnny, just getting over a cold. But we're rocking and rolling today, and appreciate everybody for watching. D-Ray is down in Florida this morning. Good morning to you, D-Ray in Florida. Wish I was there. Ian, good morning to you as well. So always appreciate everybody for jumping on it. And yeah, Johnny, I got the Circa Millions hat on today. You got the Commanders Packers Thursday night football tonight. So all 3 of my Survivor entries at Circa survived to week 2, and we're in negotiations on our team for week 2. But when do we get the Maction? I was wondering about this the other day, because the Tuesday night Maction, the Wednesday night Maction, I feel like that needs to start earlier. I know we have to wait till like mid-October or whatever. I don't know why it waits so long.
League play, halfway through league play, because they don't want to just do that all year for league play.
Why not?
I think Conference USA does it too now, right? You got 2 leagues that play on Tuesdays and Wednesdays because there's a ton of inventory. You don't mind it. I don't mind it. We play some action on it sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Action for a reason, bro. I'm cool with it too. But yeah, they make us wait a while for that. But it's still early in the season, man. If you're giving me football games of any caliber on a Tuesday or Wednesday, likely I'm following, I'm watching, I'm paying attention. And then it's just like, what am I doing here, man? Like, I got to get other stuff done. So, and October's the best, because on Tuesday and Wednesday, BJ, no football, you got baseball playoff games.
Oh, yeah.
That's coming, man.
So we're studying our Circa Survivor schedule here, Johnny, trying to figure out who we're going to go with in week 2. And I want to throw in a plug to Uncle Bob's Pizza. They have half price alcohol on Thursdays, great pizza deals for Thursday night football. So the Raines family, you may just see us up in Uncle Bob's Pizza. You never know who you're going to run to up in there. I've seen the Atkinsons there. I've seen Jeremiah Dickey and his family there plenty of times. So if you're looking for a Thursday night spot to watch some football, they have the arcade in the back for the kids, and the parents can sit out there and eat some pizza and have a cold one and watch some Thursday night football. Tonight, you do have the Packers and the Commanders, so maybe we'll see some of you up there for Thursday night football at Uncle Bob's Pizza in Meridian. By the way, Johnny, folks are wanting to know when you're going to be able to get Rack on the show.
Not going to happen.
Jordan says KTIK on Tuesday was bomb. Johnny with Coach Ford and JD need to get Rack on one of these shows.
Yeah, I don't think so. Love you though, guys. Appreciate it.
That kind of went viral. JD's response to Rack and do you know who Rack is, by the way?
No comment.
Okay. I thought you might.
I mean, not really. Let me just say that. Yeah, people thought it was just the craziest thing ever that Jeremiah Dickey would respond to someone with that X handle, that he would even entertain some type of dill hole who who would have that, right? Like, who is this McGillicuddy? But JD, I mean, that's JD. And they've went over the years. JD and Rack have formed this respect. Like, I don't know. Like where like JD will actually like, like he'll take into what Rack is saying and be like, okay. And if he's right, JD will be like, yeah, I agree with you on that. But I like what JD says. No, we're not scared to play you. When Vandal fans say that, you even lose me. Nobody's scared here. But there were a lot of other political reasons and hurt feelings for why that game was not played. Feelings that Jeremiah Dickey does not harbor. He said it. Thomas Ford said, we're going to play that game in 5 years. Jeremiah Dickey said, I agree with him. Like, okay, what else more do you need to know about the future of that game? And yeah, if you want to credit Rack a little bit for at least having some lighter fluid, keeping that flame going, then maybe so. But love him. But no, I don't need to bring him on IST and get his opinion on it. And I don't think you do either, but it's great. Like, it's
folks are wondering if that's your burner account.
No, man, hell no. I don't have a burner account. I'm not cool. Like, I don't do that stuff, guys. No, I don't know who it is. I think I do here and there, but I haven't really attempted to find out either. You know, I kind of like him who he is. I don't want to know who he is. I don't want to know if he has a wife and kids. I don't want to know what he does.
He goes way back, man. I remember him commenting on stuff way back in the day, and he was commenting on the Riley and Ridge show on Tuesday night. We had DJ Schramm and Marco Notriani on there, and he's asking if they had ever been to the Torch or some of the local establishments around town.
You're already giving him too much airtime, and he's loving this. But
there is a college game. There is a college game
man.
tonight, by the way, Johnny. You do have one college game. NC State and Wake Forest is on ESPN at 5:30 tonight. If you'd rather watch college than pro, NC State, Wake Forest tonight. You do have some games tomorrow. But Johnny, I know you're a big fan of Mountain West power rankings, as the rest of the Mountain West is typically when we talk about basketball. But our man Nathan Carroll had some Mountain West power rankings for football. And we are going to get into Boise State a little bit later specifically, and some things that we might see after the bye in terms of the lineup changes and things like that. But I thought it was interesting. Now, Nathan Carroll has his own kind of, I mean, let's be honest here, Johnny. He is Boise's version of Ken Pom, or what's the football guy? Bill Connolly has his S&P index and some of these crazy numbers. Like, Nathan Carroll is so smart that he literally made his own system with power rankings, and he gets his own spreads off that, and that's how he gambles. And he has his own, way to project games and things. And his own power rankings, he put together a 12-1 power rankings for Bronco Nation News this week after the first couple of games. And it upset some people, Johnny, but his power rankings, despite the 1-1 start, despite UNLV being 3-0, he still has Boise State number one in his Mountain West power rankings this week. And he said, before you call me a homer, there's a reason I pull in power rankings other than my own. And he said, Boise State still is the team to beat right now by college football's best predictive models. He mentioned the blowout obviously being concerning, but he says that he still projects as a favorite in Boise State still projects as a favorite in every conference game this season. And the model still gives them a 54.7% chance to win the Mountain West. Do you have any problem right now with Boise State still being ahead of UNLV in the power rankings?
I mean, maybe because UNLV's 3-0 and all this, and we keep trying to take away wins in college football. Like college football is the one sport. It's like, yeah, they won that game. Yeah, but this team isn't good. They lost that thing. They're not good anymore. They're down. Their coach left. They're down on NIL. Like you just can't just be excited that you win a freaking game anymore. It almost like it doesn't matter. You can lose a game, but have certain numbers and be like, yeah, okay, you're still better than that team. Sorry, I know they didn't win, but it's not just about winning anymore. And I get it. I would still say if I had to pick a winner of the Mountain West this year, yeah, I'm taking Boise State. I think they're the favorite to win the league. Yeah. Dude, they looked really good against Eastern, but blah, 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 I get it. They did what they wanted to do. They owned the line of scrimmage, and they got who they wanted to get the ball. And we'll see what happens against Air Force after a bye. But Yeah, I'm one of those that I don't think the South Florida game was all that much of a blowout. Like it was a close game midway through the third quarter there, and they got tricked. They got duped on a fake punt, and it's like they were all kind of staggering and embarrassed, and psychologically, it's like they never recovered from that, whatever the case may be. So I'd still take Boise State to win the league. But I do think what UNLV is doing sets up some really exciting matchups in this league. And we didn't know we were going to have a lot of those. And if New Mexico, if they can pull an upset and win in an empty Friday night Rose Bowl tomorrow against a dog meat UCLA team, then all of a sudden the New Mexico, you talk Dak, I talk Dak at that party. He said, we're going to a bowl game, man. Like everybody says it's the worst thing ever. We're going to try to get to a bowl game year one here. We're not waiting around. If they beat UCLA, they're 15.5-point favorites, BJ. Like then all of a sudden you look at the New Mexico game before the UNLV game and you're like, Boise State's got some interesting home matchups coming here. They're still the favorite though. Come on.
Yeah, and I guess it's how you do your power rankings. Is it who's playing the best right now, who looks the best right now, what the records are. But, I mean, as he said, Johnny, all 8 Mountain West games, Boise State's projected to be a favorite. So, I mean,
Agreed.
Boise State's projected to go 8-0 in the Mountain West.
I completely agree with that. There's just
which means they would host the championship game at home.
I would predict that. Yeah, I'm not jumping off the ship from a bad quarter and a half in Tampa. I got everything I needed to see against Eastern, passed all the tests, my little check sheet, my own personal power rankings or metric system. I saw what I needed to see from Eastern. I even went back and watched that game a couple of times, just being bored on the remote control. And it's like, yeah, okay. Now they have to do that against tougher competition. I believe they can, and they probably will. Tougher competition than Eastern. And that's the Mountain West. And I don't know how all that much tougher most Mountain West teams are than FCS teams. Obviously, bigger, faster, stronger, sure. But to what level? We'll wait and see, man.
128 says New Mexico is the dark horse in the Mountain West, in my opinion.
No,
I'm not sure.
No.
I'm not ready to go there.
No. But could they go 6-6? We'll see. Yeah. But they'll be better than you think. 75 new players. Everybody wanted to say they're the only one team brought in more players this year than Eck in New Mexico. 75 new players on that roster, and they're a lot more competitive than you would think.
Now, you mentioned New Mexico is at UCLA tomorrow night. You've got some other intriguing games on Saturday. You've got Utah, number 20 Utah, going to Laramie, Wyoming to play at Wyoming.
Dude, Utah football, long history. They've only played 2 programs more than Wyoming, and that's BYU and Utah State. They haven't played, I think, since 2010. And this is a rivalry they played every year across so many leagues. Utah, Wyoming, and this is a big deal in Laramie, getting Utah to come there. You would think it would be one of those things where, yeah, we'll still play every now and again, Wyoming, but you have to come to Rice Eccles. Sorry, bro, we're not going up there anymore, but they did. So, and if you look at some numbers and metrics, I was looking like Wyoming's looked pretty good this year. I'm not saying they're going to win. They're massive dogs, but they might be able to look a little better, right? What'd you say, BJ, the 5?
Nathan Carroll has Wyoming 5th right now in his power rankings.
So I don't know. I'm not going to say they're going to win on that, but that's a big deal for them up there. And it could be an emotional, kind of an emotional type of lift for them up there, but we'll see. Remember when, was it Texas Tech that came to Laramie a couple of years ago and got Andrew Peasley? Remember that one?
Missouri went up there and lost. Missouri.
Yes. So it wouldn't be the craziest thing if they played well.
Yeah.
But that's a great matchup. I like that just because I'm a college football wannabe historian. And I love the fact that teams like that, whose fan bases played against each other for like 85 straight years, and now they haven't played for 15 years, I think that's a cool matchup.
You also have a game that should be of interest to Boise State fans. and Mountain West fans is a conference game. Utah State is hosting Air Force. So Air Force, you want to get a look at them for next week's matchup. They're on the road, one of those 7:45 late night Saturday kickoffs in Logan. Air Force at Utah State. Utah State, Bronco men and all, we're kind of seeing what they got going on there. It's a 3.5-point spread in favor of Air Force on the road, but that's supposed to be a field goal game there. Air Force at Utah State. Nathan Carroll has Air Force number 4 right now in his power rankings. But that's an interesting one for Mountain West fans. And if you're a Boise State fan wanting to see what Air Force looks like going into next week.
I would imagine Utah State's pretty high on most Mountain West power ranking systems too. They had a nice win against UTEP, and they didn't get their ass handed to them at A&M like maybe they could have or you thought they would. And they've had a tough schedule, obviously, having to go there. But I think I'm leaning towards Bronco Mendenhall getting this thing done and getting things going a little bit in Logan. Air Force has only played one game. Who was it? Not the Citadel, but it was a low level, like Longwood, whoever. This is a great matchup, I think, for a diehard Mountain West fan. Oh, you're right. It was Beeler's Bucknell. Bob Beeler's in the Hall of Fame over there now. Sorry, Bob. That's a tough one. But Air Force probably is favored. I'm sure they just are. It's in Colorado Springs, I think. But I think this will be a close game.
Yeah, only I think 7 Mountain West teams are in action. There are 4 Mountain West teams that have buys this weekend, but you also have Nevada hosting Middle Tennessee. You have Fresno State hosting Southern, and then you have Hawaii, who's 2-1, hosting Portland State, who's 0-3. Hawaii's got a chance to get to 3-1 with a win out on the islands this Saturday. So nice weekend to take off, watch some football, and yes, Tyler, for the 10th time, I have a cold. Yes.
Yeah, he does. You can tell. But so, guys, leave him alone. Come on.
I have a cold. I could cancel the show or I could struggle through, and we're going to get through today.
We're good.
That's the service I provide for you guys is, to push through. Hey, I want to talk about Boise State and some things we may see differently after the bye, Johnny, in terms of some lineup changes and some things that after the little reset this week, what might change. But first, we want to thank our title sponsor, Andy Rowe and RowePaint.com. All your painting needs, whether it's those interior, exterior, painting, the concrete coatings, they got you covered. We appreciate Andy Rowe and RowePaint.com. All your painting needs, hit up our title sponsor, and that's RowePaint.com. Idaho Central Credit Union is back as a sponsor at Boise State. You see their logo inside the stadium, outside the stadium, and they've got 7 NIL deals now with student athletes. So ICCU is back, backing it up their talk. They're financially supporting Boise State and its student athletes, and you can return the favor. Make the switch today. Easiest banking experience I've ever had. The mobile eBranch online banking is so easy. I'm so thankful we made the switch a couple years ago, and you can as well. Do it today at ICCU.com. Johnny's sporting his Taco Bell hat today, and I know after the show he'll be heading out to get the all-new chicken and steak street chalupas, maybe the $3 Chipotle Ranch grilled steak burrito, or those new crispy chicken strips. Those are a big fan favorite in the Raines household. The Mountain Dew Baja Midnight Freeze as well. Taco Bell, it's the future of fast food. You can visit a Treasure Valley Taco Bell location today, and we appreciate the Nicolason family, the SOM Management Group, for their support of Bronco Nation News. And Johnny, maybe next week will be the week we finally get the Latrell Caples deal. 49 cents. You get a large, actually any size fountain drink for 49 cents with Let's Go Rewards the Monday following the game when Latrell Caples can score a touchdown. When Latrell scores, Jackson's pours, and that's at our local Treasure Valley at Jackson's locations. And don't forget to pick up those trading cards, $12.99 a pack, and 1 in 10 gets you an autographed card. You have to buy those exclusively at Jackson's. So we appreciate Jackson's and their support of Bronco Nation News. The Blue and Orange store, Johnny, they're selling those new shirts. If you like the new helmets with the 208 logo and the new Front Porch of Idaho design that's on those helmets, they're selling the matching T-shirts there at the Blue and Orange store. So go into the new location by the Hall of Fame during normal business hours. You can also go to the Boise Town Square Mall location, and you can order anywhere in the world online at theblueandorangestore.com. The best Boise State gear, the best prices. Now the official in-venue provider of merchandise for Boise State Athletics. That is the Blue and Orange Store online at theblueandorangestore.com. And I mentioned Latrell Caples. He's also with Lithia Florida Boise. Jim Sturk and company doing a tremendous job supporting Boise State in the biggest way. Ford is now on as a sponsor of the Bronco Studios and Jay Tuss and the National Ford brand, and also the Treasure Valley Lithia Florida Boise location is doing tremendous work. Never a better time for a newer pre-owned vehicle Rain's family loving our F-150 from Lithia, and we know that you will as well if you make the switch today. And Johnny, I don't know if you saw it or not, but me and Jay Tuss did a live show on game day last week from a 2025 Expedition Max, and we literally drove down to the stadium and then drove back to the lot, and it was a fun show, and a live show from a 2025 Expedition, and now my wife's wanting that vehicle. So if you got some cash laying around, maybe we can make that happen.
Let me do one of those shows with you. That'd be fun, man. Jim Stewart.
What if we went through can we go through the Taco Bell drive-through while we're doing it?
We better.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
All right, we will do that. We will do a show driving around, and we'll hit up all of our sponsors. We'll go through the Taco Bell drive-through. We'll stop at Jackson's. We'll hit up all of our sponsors and maybe buy some merchandise from the Blue and Orange store and do it all at once. So yeah, that'll be fun. So Johnny, are we pretty confident that Jaden Mickey is now the starting nickel, and he's going to get 90% of the snaps, and Devon Banks is back on the bench, or do you see them still trying to work him in there? What are your thoughts on the nickel position?
Banks has been rough, not just like with antics, but I also think defending the run from the nickel position, which is a big part of that. You need a physical player to play nickel, I think, in Boise State in the Shenander scheme, because you're going against offensive linemen, you're blitzing, you're going against backs. Like, it's a physical position that Shea Oladipo played at a first team all conference level last year. Does Mickey give you that option more so? I would probably say, yeah, from what I've seen. Haven't seen him at practice much. Obviously this week they're off, but at what point, I mean, do you want to, who's more value? Mickey, I think, plays where? Does he play boundary corner where Irby's been playing? Does he play nickel where Banks has been playing? I don't know what the shakeup is. Sometimes I think, you know what? Why the hell is Benefield so far back there? Do a Cam Chancellor, play Buck at nickel, get him closer to the line of scrimmage, let Buck rush passers. I would love to see that, a la Jamal Adams several years ago as a defensive back who's still able to get a high volume of sacks. Plus, he'd be better at stopping the run with Buck. But I get it, and I'm not smart like those guys. There's reasons he's back there, and that's all well and good. But there could be some movable pieces with that secondary. How they figure it out, I don't know. I'd probably say Mickey plays nickel, and Irby and McCoy are at corner, and then Buck and Zion are back at the traditional boundary and field safety spots. But they like Franklin Johnson and Mickey as well. Maybe we see some more run. Demetrius Freeney, BJ, might get more run. This bye week will tell a lot, I think. And I bet you they got real physical in practice this week. Next week will be game week. They'll be back. But I bet this week was a tough physical practice for that team. And especially against Air Force. Like, you play them differently, right? This was the Alexander Tubner game. I said if Boise State played Air Force every week, Alexander Tubner would have 250 tackles in a season. He was meant for this Air Force type of attack offensively. I'm confident Boise State's going to be fine next week, but yeah, that's what I would say on the secondary.
By the way, speaking of the secondary, speaking of Air Force, speaking of tackles, I can officially announce that Kekala Kaniho will be our live post-game guest, special guest for the Air Force game at Uncle Bob's Pizza out in Meridian. So for the away games, we do our shows, and we have a watch party out at Uncle Bob's. You get some cheap beer. There's some giveaways, raffle cards. You get to watch the game with some former players and stuff and hang out with the BNN crew, and then we'll have a live post-game show from Uncle Bob's, and Kekala Kaniho is going to be hanging out at Uncle Bob's for the Air Force game, and then we'll be on our post-game show. He had some big games against Air Force back in the day, so join the BNN crew for the Air Force game at Uncle Bob's Pizza in Meridian. You can meet Kekala Kaniho, and if you can't make it, make sure you watch our post-game show after the Air Force game with Kekala Kaniho out there at Uncle Bob's Pizza in Meridian. Johnny, the PFF grades and the snap counts, we have that at BroncoNationNews.com. Jaden Mickey did play 39 snaps in that game and had an 80.7 grade, and Devon Banks only got 12 snaps and had a 55.7 grade. We saw the play where he gave up the 49-yard pass and then immediately got pulled and was getting chewed out by Spencer Danielson on the side. So, this is a tough one, man. these are college kids. You don't want to bury a kid. So I hope that, I hope Devon Banks does get another chance, and I hope he kills it. I hope he gets a chance to get out there and play. And I hope he's not just buried on the bench, but based on the first 2 games and what we've seen, I think Mickey certainly deserves more of the action at this point. But I hope they don't give up on Banks, and I hope when he does get his chance, I hope he finds a way to get it done, and maybe both these guys can be a nice tandem here moving forward. Offensively, Johnny, offensive line. What do you think they're going to do? Daylon Matoyer got 39 snaps. Hall Schmidt got 32, almost 50-50 in that game after Daylon Matoyer had almost all the snaps and a couple penalties in the first game. Right tackle, what do you make of that battle moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, whoever's going to win the gig is going to get more snaps. I don't know if it's a week-to-week thing. You'd like to, I would imagine, find a guy. But Matoyer, who won the gig in camp, however he won it, I mean, that was a really, really rough start. Like, I mean, I think he was so in his own head, it really took away from his performance, which led to the offensive line just breaking down, and that was rough. He was jumping off sides. Was it 2 false starts, BJ? I think it was in his head there. I think he played. I haven't seen the grades, but I'm sure he played better against Eastern Washington. That's expected. You're at home and whatnot. But Hall Schmidt played a lot last year, BJ, as you know. I think maybe a healthy Hall Schmidt gets that right tackle gig back. But if it's Matoyer, it means he earned it. They're not just going to pick who they want to play. Tim Keene, you've seen him in practice. He is intense. He gets after it more than any coach I see on that staff, as far as pull your head out, that type of atmosphere, that type of environment there with the offensive linemen. They're tough. So if Matoyer is back full-time right tackle, he's earned it. And that whole outfit thinks that he's the best guy there for that position. And hopefully it'll work against Air Force, a defense that we'll know a lot more about after we see what they do against Utah State here in a couple of days.
Daylon Matoyer, again, 39 snaps, had a 70.9 grade, an 84.7 pass blocking grade, did not allow a pressure. Hall Schmidt, 32 snaps, only had a 51.4 grade, 1 QB hit allowed, and a penalty. So in that game, Daylon Matoyer played better. So we'll see how they do that moving forward. And the other obvious one, Johnny, is kicker. They got a real issue on their hands at kicker right now. Colton Boomer, gets the extra point blocked, misses the field goal. He gets benched. They bring in a true freshman who had just joined the team like a week before. He makes his first field goal. He makes some extra points. He's, everything's looking good. And then it looks like he's going to be the kicker. And then he misses a chip shot, there late in the fourth quarter to kind of open that thing back up. So you've got Jarrett Reeser, you've got Colton Boomer, you've got Cannon Moore. All 3 of those guys fighting for the kicker spot. How do you think that kind of plays out?
Kind of to be a fly on the wall in that office meeting, however Spencer does it, of Spencer Danielson and Stacy Collins in Spencer Danielson's corner office, saying, what are we going to do here? If we need to get where we're going, we can't be worried every time the kicking unit comes out there. We just can't operate that way. You can't win at this level with below average field goal kicking, and multiple guys are getting shots. I don't know what happened on the block PAT where you pin that on, but I don't know if they pulled the long snapper. I don't know if they switched holders. I don't know if they switched linemen there. But they switched the kicker after a blocked extra point and then the missed field goal. I think if he just would have missed the field goal, they wouldn't have benched Boomer if he would have made the first extra point. But I just think it was another extra point missed. Now we're going for a kick, another miss. I mean, Collins is obviously under pressure here. He's an intense guy. He's not used to having these type of issues. And I think it's tense, and they better hope, whoever it is. I actually have more confidence in the true freshman. But they're not going to ask my opinion. Whoever wins the job, they feel will win that gig. You just hate that a guy can win the gig maybe in practice, but dang it, it's different when there's 33,000 people there. It's a different freaking world. And it has to be a thing up here where you are able to Kevin Costner and for love of the game, clear the mechanism. You have to figure that out. Talk to any athlete who plays in front of 50,000 people. I have. Like, it is a totally different deal. Go to a Boise State basketball practice. Watch RJ Keene make 90 out of 100 three-pointers, and then go watch the season and watch him shoot 18%. I don't know how it happens either. It's different when you are in the arena. And I'm being a little worried that maybe a guy keeps winning the gig in practice, so he earns the right to be the kicker in the game, but dang it, it's a different deal. And he doesn't make it. And Colton Boomer, for the last couple of years, has been really shaky. It wasn't all, sunshine, lollipops, puppy dogs, and ice cream at the end of his UCF deal, right? And he lost that job. Kicking is an issue, man. And I'm eager to see what happens. Who's out there? I don't know if Spencer will tell us that on the Monday presser. BJ, I'm sure we'll ask what's going on with kicker. And we'll find out.
Blake wants Cannon Moore so he can go 50-3 as a kicker. Cannon Moore, 50-3.
I'm surprised that made the cut of all these wonderful comments.
Well, somebody was wondering, Johnny. I was gonna.
What's that? Blake McGillicuddy? Like, that's who you pull in there, BJ. There's some quality stuff there.
I was gonna let it go, but somebody's wondering if you've.
Blake.
Okay, I'll go to a different comment. It's further up. They're wondering if you've ever worn that fanny pack behind you.
Yeah, I have. And RJ, I just use RJ Keene as an example because I love him. And RJ even knows he would have loved to have a little bit higher 3-point percentage last season, BJ. But you know my point. You go to one of those practices, they don't ever miss. And then you go to games and you're like, how do you shoot 39? How is 41% good? When if you shot 41% downtown in practice in these drills, you probably wouldn't even play. They shoot
70% in these drills or whatever. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, 70%.
I'm right there with you. Hey, Snake River Pool and Spa Patio and Game, thespateam.com. They got locations in Twin Falls, Boise, Meridian, Nampa. Been around since 1978. They're part of the Boise State home team, whether it's a sauna, whether it's a pool table, dartboard, maybe a spa for the back patio. They got you covered. Snake River Pool and Spa Patio and Game online at thespateam.com. Hey, Matt Bauscher Real Estate, #1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley yet again is Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. Rain's family, we bought our home using Matt and his team. We sold our home using Matt and his team, and he did a tremendous job every step of the way. Came out there to our house. This isn't one of those things where they just lets all the people take care of the work below him, and you never see Matt. He's out there part of the process. He showed up at our house the first day, walked us through the process, what we need to do for the staging and everything. He just did a tremendous job, and I highly recommend Matt Bauscher and Kelly and the whole crew there. They did a tremendous job helping us out. Online, BauscherRealEstate.com. Check them out today, BauscherRealEstate.com. Hey, Ridley's Family Markets, ShopRidleys.com. I know Johnny was out there doing their broadcast at the Middleton location last week. I know he likes the Cuno location as well. Ridley's Family Markets, ShopRidleys.com. You can check them out. 13 locations around the state of Idaho, surrounding states as well. Download that Skip app. Get savings up to 40% off at the checkout line. Ridley's Family Markets online at ShopRidleys.com. Hey, Transportation Compliance Service. It's a trucking company. They're based here in the Treasure Valley, helping folks all over the world. They're a company that helps you get into the trucking industry, I guess is a better way to put it. All the paperwork, whether it's overweight, DOT, the permits, everything you need to get out there towing that first load in no time, they can help you do it. Over 75% of folks that try to do it themselves end up going out of business. So if you want to get into the trucking industry, whether you're starting your own company or signing up to work for a company, let the professionals get the paperwork and everything done for you. That's Transportation Compliance Service online at transcomservice.com. We want to hear your voicemails. Been great hearing some of the voicemails recently on the post-game show. Speakpipe.com/BNN. Leave us a voicemail on the morning show, pre-game show, post-game show, speakpipe.com/BNN, and we'll be giving away some gift cards to the James, to Taco Bell. We got some great gift cards to give away, the Blue and Orange store, for the best voicemails here moving forward. So leave us a voicemail, and you can win a gift card. That's speakpipe.com/BNN. It's brought to you by Signature Roofing, online, mysignatureroofing.com. And whether it's a re-roof, or repair, an estimate, or an inspection, they have you covered online at mysignatureroofing.com. And Johnny, I believe we're finally ready to get the RJ Keene show, speaking to him, off the ground here next Tuesday. I believe they'll be live at the James Kitchen and Bar before the Riley and Ridge Show. 7 to 8 will be the first episode of the RJ Keene Show, I believe, next Tuesday. So folks have been waiting for it, and I believe we're ready to finally pull that off. The RJ Keene Show next Tuesday, 7 to 8 at the James Kitchen and Bar, leading into the Riley and Ridge Show next week. Johnny, Chad says you obviously missed your Taco Bell breakfast this morning because you're kind of feisty.
No, I'm not. I just found out, though, that game is in Logan. It's not in Colorado Springs.
Yeah, it's in Logan. Yeah, road favorite, 3.5 for Air Force.
Okay, interesting.
You want to go down there and cover that on Saturday, Johnny?
No, I'll cover it from my office.
I could get us a credential. Let's go down and cover that. Mountain West getting ready for Air Force next week. We could see them in person.
You do make sense on a couple of things there. Is that a night game?
7:45, man. We could just drive right back after too. You'd be home for your NFL Sunday.
I'll think about it.
All right, man. I'm sure wives, girlfriends, families would love us on a bye week.
Man. You need to heal up, BJ. Don't go on a road trip.
I'm not going to Logan. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I get to visit Logan. Get to visit Logan on Black Friday. I don't need to go. I got to find a good spot for Thanksgiving dinner in Logan, Johnny. Thursday evening, Thanksgiving. Be arriving in Logan, coming straight from the Maui Invitational, flying all day.
Get an Airbnb and just do something yourself. Call one of like the grocery stores,
Cracker Barrel or something,
and have them do the Thanksgiving dinner. They'll make it for you, so you just pick it up, get an Airbnb, and just kind of have your own makeshift Thanksgiving dinner with some football. And
anybody knows any spots open on Thanksgiving in Logan, or a good spot to get some turkey dinner in Logan on Thanksgiving? Let me know. We'll have to figure that out. Johnny, the next 3 games here: Air Force next week, App State at home, and then at Notre Dame. Got to be 2-1 in this stretch
to go to the CFP, probably. To win the Mountain West, probably not, right? To just like pass your own personal tests with this team, yeah, right. I think you need to certainly win 2 out of 3. You got to beat Air Force, get 1-0 in the league. And we'll see what App State's going to bring to the table, right? They've had good teams in the past. They've won games they weren't supposed to that mattered for them. They've had coaches go off to major programs. They've gotten people paid, but you can't just keep recycling that. And it feels like, looking at a couple of things I have with Appalachian State, that this isn't one of their great teams, but still, they're going to be hungry to come to the Blue. That's a big game for them. So, and we haven't seen Boise State play against a legit team yet since USF. So we'll see what they do against Air Force. And then I think that will give us a better idea of maybe what's going to happen next home game against Appalachian State. And then Notre Dame, I would think this: does Boise State fans still want Notre Dame to win because it'll help their schedule? Or does Boise State want Notre Dame to lose? And then they start pointing fingers, and then they're wondering what happened. And then they're thinking, oh, we're not going to the tournament this year. We have 2 losses already. Look at Notre Dame's schedule coming up. Good luck. They have to win the Boise State game. But if they lose to A&M, which is a coin flip maybe, then all of a sudden Notre Dame's got a lot less air in its balloon. And then Boise State can kind of maybe have some type of psychological thing there where it won't mean as much for Notre Dame because they'll be so devastated that they'll have 2 losses already. I don't know which Notre Dame Boise State would rather prefer, because I think the latter, BJ, is a Notre Dame team that's easier to beat with 2 losses. They've had defeat. It's maybe just not their year. All those thoughts creep in. If they win and they keep winning, then Notre Dame's going to be feisty. And I don't know, maybe that's a different deal. I'm sure Boise State fan will say we want them to be, they want to beat A&M 70-0. So they're the best team ever. So we can go there and beat them. But if Notre Dame's looking that good, I don't know if this Boise State team can beat that Notre Dame team in South Bend. So that'll be fun, though, man.
By the way, on App State, they are 2-0, but they have a win over Charlotte. And then, do you know where Lindenwood is? Lindenwood,
California?
Nope. Lindenwood University. It was a 20-13 win they barely snuck by, barely beat Lindenwood 20-13 last week. Lindenwood is in the greatest city in America, St. Louis, Missouri. They just moved up to D1 like last year or something. They've been a D2, D3 school. They just moved up to D1, or I guess they're going to be FCS now. But Lindenwood 20-13, so 2 wins. They're not super impressive. They are on the road at Southern Miss this week, and then they do get a bye before they come out to Boise, so that helps out App State. But Johnny, appreciate you for jumping on, man. By the way, can you confirm or deny here? Somebody says so the lighting's kind of messed up on your hat, and we can't read what it says.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Maybe show us. There we go. There it is, right there. All right.
Right.
Yeah, Bronco 130 asked if I was blocking your hat logo. He said, I figured you pulled a blank spare from your City League softball days. The Taco Bell trucker hat, man, that is a nice one. But yeah, so you were not I wasn't blocking the hat there.
That's funny. No, BJ loves Taco Bell just as much as I do for multiple reasons.
Yes. We will beat them ball game, I guarantee it, and we'll pack out the stadium like Sean Astin in the movie Rudy. There you go.
Sweet.
Well, they'll pick me. They'll carry me out of the stadium. They said if they beat Notre Dame. All right, we'll see what happens. Johnny, what do we got on a Thursday edition of Idaho Sports Talk today?
Well, we'll get you ready. A couple of Boise State players you'll watch tonight on Thursday Night Football. John Bates, Jeremy McNichols will break down the top college football matchups this week. Some of the Mountain West, some of the others, and Bob Beeler, a full Mountain West football preview coming up as well, and going to be a fun one at 3 p.m. on KTIK. Thanks a lot, BJ.
And by the way, I got a buddy that lives in Washington, D.C., and he sent me this clip, this thing from the local paper today, and it says NFL analyst Brian Baldinger on Washington's John Bates, quote, he might be the best blocking tight end in pro football right now.
Wow,
So,
he is fun to watch block, you guys. So, yeah, good.
High praise from Brian Baldinger on John Bates. So enjoy the football tonight. We'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Make sure you're listening 3 to 6 to Johnny and the crew there on Idaho Sports Talk. And maybe we'll see you at Uncle Bob's Pizza. Perfect spot on a Thursday to watch Thursday Night Football, half-price alcohol. And Rain's family might be heading up there for the first half. So say hello if you see us. Uncle Bob's Pizza, great spot on Thursdays. That, of course, is after you listen to Johnny and his show 3 to 6. And then we'll be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Have a great day, folks. We'll talk to you later. Bronco Nation News. Go sign up and subscribe today at BroncoNationNews.com. Take care, everybody.
Nissa, Oregon.
And final blade of grass. Done. And done. Who knew it'd take 2,007 man-hours to paint 47,962,053 blades of grass? Smells like game day. Whoa, it's not dry yet.